Welcome to the very first episode of the Profit Report, where I report weekly status of this channel. So here's the overview. First, we're gonna look at the weekly market performance. After that, we're gonna look at the upcoming event, and I will compare my personal performance with the market performance. And at the end, there will be a Q&A session, but this week we won't have any question. All right. So weekly market performance. So the way I look at market performance is that I look at the ticker called SPY. It's basically a top 500 company of the US. And SPY is down 0.63% this week. And I also look at the Q, which is the top 100 company of the NASDAQ or the US. And it's down 0.42%. So the way I look at this data is that if the movement in the weekly chart is less than 1.5%, it's basically going nowhere. And as you can see, it's very flat line in terms of the weekly. So start around 620 on the Q here and then kind of end at 622. There's a dip in the middle. So if you're a trader, you could have taken advantage of that. But other than that, most people won't be affected much. Okay, so here's the upcoming event. So on January 28th, we have 3 big tech earning report. And I think that's the first time in 3 years that I see 3 big tech in one day. And then Apple following that on the January 29th. So yeah, if you own any of this stock, be aware those could make a big move on your portfolio. Okay, so in order for me to compare my personal performance to the market performance, I had to have like an account that I can share, right? And my personal account is very complex since it's a majority option actually. So I decided to create 2 paper trade accounts that I can share with you all to keep track. And it's much easier to understand as I limit the amount of position in there, and also in a way mirror my personal account as much as possible. And here they are. The first account is an account without option. I call it TPR, and that will be our main focus on this channel. And then the second account is called Freemium, where it mirrors my account much more closely, but it uses option. Okay, so but I highlight the first row here in green because that is the core strategy of my channel. It's 40% TQ. And remember, in the last video, I said that I was able to beat the market 15-year worth of data. And that strategy is actually just do 40% TQQ and reset that one time a year. And so I'm using that strategy in real time and to demonstrate that over a long term, it should beat the market. And since this is a personalized account for me, I also have additional position. So for me, I'm trying to be a stock picker. So my stock picker for the year is the HIM. So that's my long position. That's the position that I'm willing to hold at least a year or more. And since I'm also a trader, I have a 10% position in BRKU and a 10% position in NFLU. This is a leverage position, so that means the movement on this account is very extreme. So if we have a downtrend market right now, let's just say the market is down 10%, I won't be surprised that this TPR account down like 15 to 20% because the account is leveraged. And as long as you understand how leverage works, you understand what you expect to happen. So for this account, I'm expecting double the speed of the market. So if market go up, I should run faster, and if it go down, it should go down faster as well. So that's the trade-off of this account. And option is basically mirror the TPR account, except it have additional safety level that I think is making the premium better over the long run. So it's just an experiment at this moment to try the premium. Okay, so since it takes for me so long to upload in YouTube, for account tracking, the best way to track my account is Facebook. I upload that first, and then at the end of the day, I will upload the other 3 media. So if you want to be up to date, Facebook is the go-to media. So here's the comparison in terms of performance for my account versus the market. So let's just say I have 100K on January 21st and I placed on each of the account and compare that with the market. Here's the performance. So SPY is up 1.36 in January 21, Q 1.59, 1.83 for my just the base strategy, and 3.4 for the TPR account, and 3.2 for the premium account. So it's too early to say which one is better, right? So, but the goal by the end of the year is that ideally the market go up, right? It could go down midway. Actually, I prefer it going down midway and then recover strongly by the end of the year. That way, we make the most money as a trader. That's the goal, ideal situation. And for the Q, we want the Q to outperform SPY as our portfolio is revolved around TQQQ, which is more closely to the Q. And if the Q is outperforming the SPY, it just means that our base strategy will most likely beat the Q and the SPY. So that's the ideal situation for us. And for the TPR, it should beat the base strategy by at least 5%. And that's the goal that I'm trying to achieve. I was able to achieve this with much more than 5% the last 2 years. But I'm putting 5% for a conservative number and a reasonable number to be consistent along the year. And freemium is basically use option as a tool to even outperform the TPR, but we will see if it actually outperform. I think that's it for the first episode of the Profit Report. I see you again on the next episode. Thank you for watching.